Going further south, we have Melaka. So to introduce Melaka Area Committee, we would like to welcome Mr. Dennis Ting. Talk about more about the area committee. Mr. Dennis Ting, the floor is yours.
Greetings everyone. I hope you have enjoyed your day for the virtual MPS Open Day. My name is Dennis. I'm the chairperson for MPS Melaka branch. So I'm very proud to introduce our EXCO members from Melaka and also to showcase our activities that we have performed in Melaka over the years. Okay, so this photo here is actually our most recent photo that we have actually taken in the last AGM that we had in the year 2020. So later on in my next slide, I will be introducing briefly on our EXCO member for Melaka. Okay, the current MPS Melaka EXCO is headed by myself, Dennis. I'm being helped by my trusted deputy, Ms. So. Secretary is Sylvia Leo E. Lee. Treasurer is Puan Awani Muhammad Dewa. External auditors are Mr. Rosdi and Mr. Tan Seong Guan. Committee members are Eun Jong Min, Simon Pyo, Ellen Lai, and Ya Chi Kyun. So as you can see that our EXCO members are quite well diversified. For example, myself is from the private hospital chapter, whereas Miso is from the community pharmacy. So I make sense that I think our EXCO is quite well diversified, that if we have any problems or related matters pertaining to the different sectors in our state, I think it will be much more easier to discuss and with our knowledge and experience to assist in the matter if necessary. So I just showcase you some of the examples that we have done over the years when the EXCO member was in Melaka. One of these activities was showcasing appreciations to our pharmacists in Melaka during the MCO time. So as you can see, it's all different factors. I think particularly for the community pharmacies in Melaka, as well as the private hospitals, which has heavily involved in the vaccinations as well as the PBV. So certainly during the pandemic, because of the limitation of gathering and activities, so there's not much that we can do, but I think the services that the pharmacists in Melaka has demonstrated during the MCO time is at its best actually. So because we've been offering offerings, advice and counseling to patients that needs, advising them on how to wear the face mask, advising them on the needs to get yourself vaccinated at that point of time. And I think lately, just very recently, we also were advocating in the use of rapid antigen test kit to ensure to screen for COVID-19 in the community itself. So this is just one of the things that we have done in Melaka during this pandemic outbreak between 2020 to for this example, okay, we also recently collaborated with MPS from Johor and Negeri Sembilan. So it's not only just activities that we do in Melaka, but we also join hands with other states as well. So as you can see, we organized this virtual conference called the Pharmacy Futurists, where we actually emphasize on the digital transformation, pretty much how it's influenced or innovating in terms of our practice as well as towards patient care. And we are very proud to say that the response towards this online webinar was very, very overwhelming, in the sense that I think it not only showcased the pharmacists from the 3 states, but also overall from in Malaysia itself. And I suppose that the platform itself is not just like a typical lecture mode and whatsoever, but we also engage with an interesting platform to really have the pharmacists engaged in terms of chatting, networking. I think the important thing that we want to emphasize is also the networking between the pharmacists as well as with the vendor itself. So obviously continuous education is still essential to improve the integrity of our profession and ever-growing knowledge. So besides collaborating with fellows MPS from other states, we also collaborate with with KKM or even state MO, the State Ministry of Health, to do this. So this is just one example that we collaborated where I think this is obviously done in pre-pandemic in July 2020, where we actually did a pharmacy conference with MOH Melaka to give as a to give an opportunity for learning for the pharmacists, no matter what kind of industry you are in Melaka itself. Okay, the very next one that we have is to showcase the activities, the CME activities that we have conducted over the years. We do all sorts of activities. I think as you can see on the top, we did one topic on medication safety. For example, on your bottom left, we are doing some wound care management. We have been doing it almost 2 or 3 years in a row for wound care management, and we also do for different factors, different sectors in a sense. So it's not only just on hospital pharmacy, or we also cater for community pharmacy. We also did it for manufacturing sector. So as you can see on the bottom right, we organized a visit to Contra Pharma in order to learn about what Contra Pharma can do in terms of manufacturing and things like that. So this is just few examples that we can do in terms to demonstrate the diversity of the activities that we do in. So these are the upcoming activities or initiatives that we have planned for these coming years. Okay, obviously the re-emergence of CME activities is essential now. I think everyone is looking at doing hybrid mode where it's not only just on physical attendance now, but we can also do on virtual attendance. I think the success of doing virtual is that you can capture crowds where they actually can view it from their own convenience at home, or whether they are at a remote place, they have the opportunity to learn as well at the same time. With the relaxation of the pandemic as we speak, hopefully we'll be able to do a symbolic or simple World Pharmacy celebration with various stakeholders. We're planning to look at industry specific activities again. So for example, with the government or the private hospitals, with community pharmacies and manufacturing and others. We're also looking at to see how we can engage with young pharmacists in Melaka. Surprising to say that young pharmacists is very well contributed to the development of the profession in Melaka itself. So they are, although very young, but I think I have to kudos to them to they are able to provide a lot of contribution. They have a lot of knowledge and skills that we may need to learn from them as well. So it's a two-way thing for pharmacists to learn from each other, whether you are young and old itself. So engaging with young pharmacists will definitely be a good, and also it helps to set a pathway for them to develop into leaders in the very near or far future. Ongoing engagement within our WhatsApp group is obviously the priority that we also want to focus at. I think I'm very proud to say that our WhatsApp group has good contributors in terms of not only just on knowledge, but sometimes we do update ourselves in terms of recent updates from the ministry, recent updates on the vaccination, recent updates on the regulatories and whatsoever. So please do join us. We do have our WhatsApp chat, as you can see on the QR code here. So just scan on the QR code. If you are a pharmacist from Melaka And if you never have been joined as an MPS member, so not to worry. I think you can just check into this. We invited MPS or non-MPS members. Then if you're very interested in becoming an MPS member, always have a few chat with myself or with my fellow EXCO members inside the group itself. Then we'll feel obliged to have you enroll as an MPS member. Then obviously, secondary, you have a Facebook web page for MPS Melaka, so you can always go into it and check it out for yourself for any updated activities that we have. So we usually often engage with WhatsApp group as well as Facebook group to update on the activities and things. Okay, thanks very much for attending, and I hope you have enjoyed your day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dennis Ting, for the very informative presentation. Unfortunately, Mr. Dennis Ting is not able to join us today. So don't worry, whatever questions you have for the area committee, just post it in the Q&A box so that we can forward the questions to him.